All right, good morning. Thanks for joining us. It's Tuesday and it's a finance meeting today. It's a little after 8:30 a.m. Our first item on the agenda is public comment. Is there anyone from the public who'd like to comment this morning? All right, seeing none, our next item is the consent agenda. Could I get a motion for the consent agenda? Moved by Commissioner Coleman, support by Commissioner Antor. All right, questions, comments, changes? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
All those opposed, please say no. Motion passes. Item number 3 comes to us from the Administrator's Office. It's the City of Grand Rapids contribution to support the West Michigan Welcome Plan.
All right. Good morning.
Good morning, Al.
Let me read yours.
I'm not quite there yet, but I will keep scrolling.
Got it. All right. Action requested. Recommend to the Board of Commissioners to appropriate $25,000 in sponsorship funds from the City of Grand Rapids to the 2024 West Michigan Welcome Plan budget in the Special Projects Fund and authorize the Board Chair or designee to approve extensions, amendments, and increases to the grant appropriation not to exceed 15% of the original award. Summary: the West Michigan Welcome Plan Steering Committee is comprised of representatives from the City of Grand Rapids, Kent County, West Michigan Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, Grand Rapids Area Chamber of Commerce, Samaritas, Hispanic Center of West Michigan, Lighthouse Immigrant Advocates, West Michigan Asian American Association, and an at-large member from the African Collaborative Network. The Welcome Plan Steering Committee guides the Welcome Plan Coordinator and the West Michigan Welcome Plan Collaborative in the implementation of the Welcome Plan. The vision of the West Michigan Welcome Plan is to create a welcoming and inclusive community for new Americans and implement a series of community goals and recommendations in 5 priority areas: improve educational outcomes, maximize economic potential, engage communities, provide access to services, and ensure safe and connected communities. The Welcome Plan Collaborative is receiving a $25,000 contribution from the City of Grand Rapids. The funds will be transferred to Kent County to support the Welcome Plan goals and priorities, operations of the West Michigan Welcome Plan Collaborative. These services shall include but not be limited to staffing. Kent County is the employer of record for the West Michigan Welcome Plan Collaborative, community engagement activities, programming activities, supplies, and meeting expenses. The agreement period is from June 21, 2024 to June 30, 2026.
All right, thanks, Al. Is there a motion for this item? Moved by Commissioner Sparks. Is there support? Support by Commissioner Oliver King. Questions or comments regarding this item? All right, seeing none, all those in favor, please say yes. Yes. All those opposed, please say no. Motion passes. Next item, number 4 on the agenda, comes to us from the Animal Shelter, and it's the fee schedule addition.
Action requested. Recommend to the Board of Commissioners to approve the addition of a spay-neuter good faith deposit to the Animal Shelter's fee schedule effective August 1, 2024. Summary: as a Michigan Department of Agriculture registered shelter, the Animal Shelter must follow Michigan law MCL 287.338A, which requires that shelter animals be spayed or neutered prior to adoption, or the adopter must enter into an agreement to have said animal spayed or neutered and must leave a good faith deposit, which is refunded after the animal has been sterilized by a veterinarian of the adopter's choice. The Kent County Animal Shelter provides spay-neuter surgery to all adopted animals prior to adoption through the shelter staff veterinarian, contracted relief veterinarians, and local partner clinics. Kent County Animal Shelter performed 2,132 spay and neuter surgeries in 2023. In the extremely rare event that any of the above parties cannot perform spay and neuter surgery, the shelter must utilize spay-neuter deposit adoptions. Shelters can determine their own good faith deposit amount. However, Michigan law MCL 287.338A requires a minimum deposit of $25. KCAS recommends a $50 good faith deposit to be added to the shelter's fee schedule to further incentivize adopters to sterilize the animal on the rare occasions when spay-neuter surgery cannot be performed through the animal shelter prior to adoption.
Thanks, Al. Is there a motion for this item? Moved by Commissioner Wooden, or Commissioner Coleman. Support?
McLeod.
Sorry, McLeod. Wow. Okay, so moved by Commissioner McLeod. Is there support? Support by Commissioner Oliver King. Questions or comments on this item? We do have the director from the animal shelter here, if there's anyone with questions. Yes, Commissioner Wooden.
Thank you, Chair, and forgive my ignorance on this, but if someone is, would someone who is interested in breeding dogs also take animals that come from the shelter? And in so doing, what happens when they don't want to sterilize that animal?
So the MCL code does list repercussions if somebody adopts an animal from the shelter under a good faith deposit and doesn't follow through with their spay-neuter. I can't emphasize enough that this would be used in a really extremely rare occasion. We would try everything we could within that list of regular veterinarians, relief veterinarians. But the MCL code does outline some legal repercussions that person could face if they don't follow through with their spay-neuter surgery.
Okay, gotcha. So essentially, as Clear Cut said, any animal, there's no exceptions, any animal that goes through must be spayed and neutered.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Perfect, thank you.
Any other questions for Angela? All right.
Thank you.
Thanks. All right, all those in favor, please say yes. Yes. All those opposed, please say no. Motion passes. That brings us to number 5, from the Parks Department. It's the Bulk Family Park Capital Improvement Program.
Action requested. Recommend to the Board of Commissioners to accept and appropriate a donation of $75,000 to the Bulk Family Park Development Capital Improvement Program, CIP, in the fiscal year 2024 CIP fund budget to support the development of the James and Shirley Bulk Family Park. Summary. In 2023, the Kent County Parks Department acquired, through the generous donation of James and Shirley Bulk, a 125-acre portion of the former Silver Lake Country Club in Cannon Township, which was accepted by the board by Resolution 1013-22-107. Through input from county residents and in cooperation with the Bulk family and Cannon Township, the Parks Department has developed a proposed master plan for the park, including an entry drive and parking lot, prairie habitat restoration, restrooms, a nature-inspired playground, an open shelter with fireplace, 1.5 miles of natural surface trails, a disc golf course, and a paved trail leading to an outdoor classroom and an overlook deck highlighting wetland areas. The Kent County Parks Foundation has received a $150,000 donation from Cannon resident Martin Bulk to assist in the development of the park. The Parks Department would like to accept and utilize $75,000 of that donation to complete design and engineering work on the entry drive, parking lot, and playground. The design and engineering work is necessary to obtain the permits required for the eventual development of the park and will assist in fundraising efforts. The remaining $75,000 of the donation will be utilized by the Kent County Parks Foundation for fundraising.
All right, thanks, Al. Is there a motion for this item?
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Wooden. Is there support? Support. Support by Commissioner Oliver King. Questions or comments on this? Yeah, Commissioner Green.
Thank you. I just had a question about what I don't know if I saw it in here or not, but the anticipated total cost of the development plan. I see Ben's getting up. For the park, I know $150,000 is extremely generous, but it's not going to get us there, so.
Yeah, so the fully developed plan is somewhere in the $7 to $8 million range. Of course, with the way construction goes these days, you never really know what that is. It seems like it's going up, up, and up. But we really need to utilize this initial donation just to get the ball rolling, to put together some of the plans that we need to do to dive into those fundraising efforts.
Thank you, that's helpful.
Thanks. Any other questions or comments? Commissioner Antor.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning. I was just wondering, I remember this has been out there for a while, this land acquisition. What were the restrictions, if any, put on that? If we were to acquire the land, are we pretty much meeting all those?
Yeah, in fact, really the only restriction that's on us, it has to be a park. So that was actually written into the PUD ordinance when so part of the property was actually split off to build more condos. When they redid that PUD, this was designated as open space. So as long as it meets the park qualifications.
Okay.
And Cannon Township's been very involved in going through this process. So I still think we have to go to their planning commission for part of the approval, but it's just a basic site plan approval.
So the 125 acres is not including the acreage they used to build the condos on?
Correct. I think there was about another 40 acres that was split off really to the east of this property, and they're currently building condos on those right now.
That's awesome. What a generous donation.
It is amazing.
It is great. Thank you.
All right, any other questions or comments? It is a very generous donation, and, you know, I'm appreciative of the property and the financial contribution too. I think this will be a great addition to our parks system and look forward to seeing it get developed in the future, so. Any other questions or comments? All right, all those in favor, please say yes. Yes. All those opposed, please say no. Motion passes. Next item comes to us from the Facilities Department, and it's the Human Services Complex Capital Improvement Program transfers.
Action requested. Approve the transfer of $200,000 to the Human Services Parking Lot Replacement Capital Improvement Program, CIP, from the Strategic Capital CIP in the fiscal year 2024 CIP fund budget. Summary. Bids for the Human Services Parking Lot Replacement CIP were received on May 23, 2024, and the low bid exceeds the funds currently appropriated to the project to complete the work. To fully fund the Human Services Parking Lot Replacement CIP, an additional $200,000 is required. It is requested that the additional funding be transferred to the Human Services Parking Lot Replacement CIP from the Strategic Capital CIP. Per the county CIP policy, transfers of $25,000 or more from one project to another must be approved by the Finance and Physical Resources Committee.
All right, is there a motion for this item? So moved by Commissioner Coleman. Is there support?
Support.
Support by Commissioner Wooden. Questions or comments? Pretty straightforward. All right, seeing none, all those in favor, please say yes. Yes. All those opposed, please say no. Motion passes. Item number 7 from our Facilities Department, it's the South Clinic Remodel Capital Improvement Program transfers.
Action requested. Approve the transfer of $138,736.58 to the South Clinic Remodel Capital Improvement Program from the Health Carpet Replacement CIP, the South Clinic Card Access System CIP, and the Health Fuller Clinic Space Evaluation CIP in the FY 2024 CIP fund budget. Summary. The South Clinic Remodel CIP was established by the Board of Commissioners via Resolution 6/27/2478 with grant funding from the Health Department. To fully fund the South Clinic Remodel CIP, an additional $138,736.58 is required. It is requested that the additional funding be transferred to the South Clinic Remodel CIP from the Health Carpet Replacement CIP, which is $22,482.40, the South Clinic Card Access System in an amount of $3,754.18, and the Health Fuller Clinic Space Evaluation CIP in the amount of $112,500. These are existing projects that have been completed, and the remaining funding can be transferred to the South Clinic Remodel CIP. For the county CIP policy, transfers of $25,000 or more from one project to another must be approved by the Finance and Physical Resources Committee.
All right, is there a motion for this item?
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Coleman, is there support? Support by Commissioner Oliver King. Questions or comments on this? All right, seeing none, all those in favor, please say yes. Yes. All those opposed, please say no. Motion passes. That was the last action request on our agenda. The next item is miscellaneous. Is there any Commissioner miscellaneous? Al, anything you need to add?
Not today.
Not today. All right. Well, we are adjourned, and our next meeting will be August 6th at 8:30 a.m.